All right, so today we're starting on a little bit of a project in the Lego room because it's gotten to the point where it's kind of just erupted on itself and it needs a refresh. It's total mess and just not really in an inspiring place. You can see here from the city, this is all just kind of disheveled. I haven't done anything with it since I moved it. So we're going to do a couple things today. First off, what we're going to do is reduce a lot of the sets we have on display. So this shelving unit is going to go there. That shelving unit and all those mocks will go away. This whole section of the city over here is going to get boxed up, as well as some of the sets and this little white unit. Basically, what we're going to do is cut this table just about in half. So we're going to cut the line right at the edge of this, what's that, nougat, that mock. I'll have to revise some of this, but that's okay. I just want a smaller, more mobile table, one that I can put on wheels. And so then what we're going to do is put it in that corner. We're going to take the fridge and move it. We're going to put a TV on that wall and then ideally try to fit a coffee table and a couch in here. This desk and everything's going to go away. This white unit goes away. And then the whole build area gets rotated so that it's more so facing that way. So it's going to be probably done over the next month or maybe two. So today's August 2nd. We're going to see how much progress I can get boxing stuff up, and then hopefully we can start doing some more fun things. All right, so day 2, you can see we've made a ton of progress. We've pretty much got the entire city broken down. We've got a bunch of sets broken down. And I managed to get my storage and desk and everything just kind of moved over in place. So at least now I kind of have a feeling for how it's all going to start to come together. Still a lot of work to be done. So now I got to bag everything up. And then we've got these big... So I honestly don't remember what day this was, but you can see we started to make some progress. I got the couch in there, I got the coffee table in there. It's really just acting as storage at this point. Next up was the big one though, and that was moving the city, which I was really not looking forward to. Overall, it went okay. All my builds are fairly modular, so it wasn't too bad removing stuff. I saved this one for last just because it's the most interconnected, both from the build standpoint, but also from the lighting, and I was just really putting it off. I did have one kind of casualty during the whole process, which was the nougat building in the back corner. Got hit pretty hard. I was planning on rebuilding quite a bit of it anyways, but always a pain. So kind of weird to see an empty table in here. You know, I've had this table covered with builds for, I don't know, as long as we moved in here practically. This is what I ended up using to transfer that cliff section onto, just because it was the same height as the table, but it's really thin and narrow, which made me a little bit nervous, but overall went fairly smoothly. So now it's time to get the table out. Real quick though, I did want to show you guys, this is what my city looks like basically all packed up. I'll probably do a short video on this here soon just to show you guys kind of how I pack everything up for those of you who have mocks or even just existing sets you want to put away. Just really helpful and handy, and those clear bins from Costco were clutch. But now you can see we got the table out. Super, super weird to see this much floor space in this room. It's literally not been this empty since we moved in. But now we got the table back in, much smaller, much more manageable size. I'm actually really, really pleased with this, but this is where things really went off the rails because now we have everything in the room. We've got the fridge removed, we've got the new table, we've got all the builds back in from the garage. Really felt like the walls were closing in on me at this point, so it was kind of a trying time, but you know, we made it through. All right, so it is now August 24th. We are finally finished with rebuilding the city and getting all the lights connected back together. There's a couple things missing from it that I was intending on adding back in, this little nougat building and some of the castle parts and things like that were here. This building is going to get totally revised because this corner now that I've started to kind of work on is going to be pretty important. One thing I switched was I put this rockwork here. I just felt like it would be kind of a nice natural like anchor in the front of the city. And then we've got just a bunch of water here. That's what this green is going to be. I think what I'll probably do is put some water to kind of push through there, maybe a little bridge. Something on the corner here that's like got a sense of arrival, kind of because it's one of the corners you see when you walk in the room. So something kind of tiered. I'd like to put a building on the back side of the mountain because obviously it needs to be covered up, and I just feel like it needs a small building. One thing I did is this tower actually doesn't, at least didn't usually sit this close to the stairs. There was a piece in between. I got to figure out how to transition those stairs and just kind of rework a little bit of that area. And then eventually I got to start thinking about what's going to go on back here as well as in these corners. But I think for now, what I'll be focusing on is really this section with kind of the rock and this next mock and then tying it into this. I'm going to take some of these design elements and keep them, but the building itself will probably change to some degree just so that it flows a little bit better. So I'm going to be sitting, you know, this will be the main side I see now. So that's kind of what I want to work on. Now looking at the shelves, you can see we've got the marble up there. I did move my 3 mocks here. You can see a bunch of stuff that's just kind of messy and strewn about, but I wanted to keep these built. I didn't want to put them away in storage, and I thought they would look nice up there. And then we've still got all the Star Wars stuff over there where I had my large bookcase. Now I've kind of got my nice little wine display, so it kind of cleans the room up in general. Now turning around looking at the rest of the room, you can still see there's a bit of mess to be cleaned up, but it is much nicer in here now, having the coffee table, the couch, the bill desk is a little bit tighter. Obviously having a much smaller city table is really nice. It's just a much better vibe in here. Move the fridge over here. We've got the TV here. It's way too big for this room, and I should probably end up wall mounting it anyways, but anyways, for now, I am really pleased with this. It definitely is a little bit more inspirational and just kind of puts you in the mood to build and be creative. So really looking forward to putting out some more videos. Hopefully we'll get some work done on the city here soon, especially with fall, winter coming up, not being outside so much. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time.